Mets open a 3-game series against the Miami Marlins. The Mets scored just 5 runs in their 3-game series against the Astros, losing 2 of 3. In fact, their 136 batting average through 3 games is the lowest for a Mets team since 1963. Everybody expects the offense to get going, but the Mets will have to go tonight without Francisco Lindor, at least at the start. His wife gave birth to a baby boy yesterday. Congratulations to the Lindors, but Lindor a rare absence from the Mets lineup.
On the mound for Miami tonight, it's the 30-year-old out of Canada, Cal Quantrill. The newest Miami Marlin goes about 6'3", 195 pounds, and a veteran of 6 big league seasons.
Starling Marte leads off, first time since opening day 2012.
Starling Marte is down swinging on strikes, and there's one away here in the top of the first.
That will bring up Juan Soto. They only meant to really get anything done offensively.
It's a sharp ground ball that eats up Lopez, and Soto's got a base hit. Lopez tried to olay it and did the best that he could, but Soto just hit it too darn hard for him to handle.
That was a bullet. Yep, he didn't really have it. Could he had a chance to get in front? That ball's hit awful hard.
1 out and 1 on, and here's Pete Alonso. He pops one up behind first base. Coming over the second baseman Lopez right to the line, and there are 2 out. Alonso's retired, 2 out. Soto still at first, and now Brandon Nimmo will back cleanup. Hit hard on the ground, but Lopez equal to this one, and he takes care of Nimmo, and that retires the side. A hit and 1 left. David Peterson takes the mound when we come back.
29-year-old left-hander from Arcadia, California, was the 20th overall pick by the Mets in 2017 out of the University of Oregon. We'll see Xavier Edwards to open up this one for the Marlins offense.
And Edwards takes a fastball for strike 3 called. Nate Tomlinson rings him up, and Peterson's got a strikeout to start his night. Here's Otto Lopez, who had a game-winning hit against the Mets in a game here early last season.
As Lopez sends one in the air to right field and deep. Soto's going back. This has got legs and gone off the facing of the second deck for Otto Lopez.
No way, Lopez, did you?
That was demolished by Lopez. It's his second home run of the season, and his torrid stretch to start the year continues. The Marlins have a 1-0 lead as Mark Vientos leads off the top of the second inning for the Mets.
And he drives one toward the left field corner. That's down for an extra base hit. So Vientos has his second hit of the year, his second double of the year, and the Mets are in business in the second. Luis Torrens will step in.
Hit hard out to short. Easy one-hop play for Edwards. Good strong throw to first, 1 away. Here comes Brett Beatty, who's 0 for 5 to start the year. Payoff in the air to center field. Hill is over in there. And Vientos will go back to second, and there's 2 away.
Here's Acuna getting the start at short with Lindor out of the starting lineup.
3-2 pitch is a chopper over to third. Paulie has got it. His throw to first in time, and that ends the inning for Cal Quantrill. After the leadoff double down the left field line from Vientos, Quantrill retired the next 3 without allowing Vientos to get an extra 90 feet.
It's 1-0 Miami beginning the third. Keith.
Here is Starling Marte. He is leading off for the Mets tonight. He's a lifetime 300 hitter with 5 homers in 61 career games against the Marlins.
And Marte unloads one to left field. Back goes Sanoja, back at the wall, and it's out of here. Starling Marte with a towering home run. His first of the year to tie the game at 1.
Hanging, breaking ball down and in. Stayed inside.
He golfed it out of here. Bottom of the 4th, the Mets and the Marlins are tied at 1.
Peterson has punched out 7 and walked 2. He actually worked around a pair of leadoff walks in the second. And now he has a leadoff walk to begin the top of the 4th, or bottom of the 4th inning.
Here's Jonah Bride.
That's it down the right field line, slicing away from Soto, and he makes the grab. Terrific play by Soto, and scrambling back to first is Hill. That ball appeared to be by Soto as it was slicing away from him, and somehow he got over there and made the reaching grab. Terrific play for the first out. Keeps the runner at first with 1 out, and now Dane Myers.
Owen lined into right center field. Siri coming on, so is Soto. He can't pluck it on a short hop. Hill wheeling around second, headed to third. He's in there without a throw, and Dane Myers has a 1-out single. There are men at the corners for Liam Hicks.
And that was a ball that probably could have been caught. Instead, Soto has to play it on a hop. It gets off his glove. And luckily, Siri was right next to him, picked it up barehanded.
We got Myers at first, Hill at third, and Liam Hicks looking for his first major league hit.
Swing a bouncing ball to first. Alonso's got it. Spins and throws to second for one. Acuna to first. Double play. Exactly what the sinker baller David Peterson needed. And he gets himself and the Mets out of trouble in the fourth.
We're in the top of the fifth inning. We're tied at 1.
Mets have a leadoff man on.
So here's Siri, right-hand batter.
Siri drives one out to right center field, headed toward the gap. Myers won't get there. It's up the gap and all the way to the wall. Acuna flying around third. He's going to be waved home. The relay throw to the plate by Edwards is cut off. It's an RBI double for Jose Siri, and the Mets go in front 2-1.
Speed kills. You talked about it, Howie. Maybe we'll see Acuna take off for second. Well, he didn't just do that. Second, third, and then home, to the point where there was really no chance of even getting him at home plate. That's how quick he was.
Back to the top of the order, and Starling Marte.
2-2 coming, and it hit him. Now they can't walk Soto. Marte hit by the pitch. The Mets have 2 men on, and let's see what Clayton McCullers decides to do.
He's not making a move.
Quantrill looks like he'll stay in to face Soto, who's 1 for 2 against him today. 3-2 coming. Inside low, ball 4. The Mets have the bases loaded. That's the first walk of the day for Quantrill. The Mets have the bases loaded and nobody out. And Pete Alonso in a position to do some damage.
Usually, in the first week of the season, you do not see a starting pitcher pushed this far in this inning. You just don't.
I don't know what they're thinking, but we're just going to keep on guessing.
Pete Alonso, we highlighted him in the open today. And he'll come up here with the bases loaded and nobody out, with the Mets having taken the lead for the first time tonight here in the 5th inning. The Marlins will bring their infield in. 3-2.
In the air, deep right center, back toward the gap. Myers near the wall, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso, grand slam!
His first home run of the year. It clears the bases, and the Mets have opened up a 6-1 lead here in the 5th inning. Pete Alonso with career home run number 227, 25 away from tying Darryl Strawberry's franchise record. The Mets lead 6-1, and that's the shower ball. Paul Quantrill's son, Cal, is done like dinner.
1-out walk to Vientos, and that'll bring up Luis Torrens with a man on.
And he scarfs one out to center field. Back near the wall goes Hill, and it's out of here. I think it went off his glove and over the wall, and it's a home run for Torrens, who was not sure.
I think that's what everybody was waiting for, to see if Hill was going to stand up and show everybody that he had it. In a way, he had this thing. He climbed the wall. He timed it perfect, reached up. It went in and out of the top of his glove.
It's a 2-run homer for Torrens, the Mets' 3rd home run of the night, and it's 8-1.
Mets 8, Marlins 1 as we move on to the 6th inning.
Now Nimmo is the only Met in the lineup without a hit today. He's grounded out twice and flied out.
And Nimmo cracks one out to center field. Hill racing back, takes a look, and it's out of here! Brandon Nimmo with the Mets' 4th home run of the night. First of the year for Brandon. It's 10-1 New York.
Last of the 6th inning. David Peterson on the mound for the Mets. Eric Wagaman leads off.
Ooh, that's hit high and deep to left field, and this is gone for Eric Wagaman up out of the Budweiser bar.
A shot and a solo homer makes it 10-2 in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of fastballs because Peterson's going to try to get ahead of the count. He was behind 2-0, and he left a four-seam fastball out over the middle of the plate, and why not be aggressive?
As we go to the bottom of the 9th.
Paulie goes first to third, and there's still 2 outs, but the Marlins refuse to go quietly.
So now Young with men at the corners, seeing Otto Lopez. That one rolled up the gut, and that's through for a base hit. How about Otto Lopez? A 3-hit day, and he drives in his 2nd run. It's 10-3 in the bottom of the 9th. So now Eric Wagaman, a 1 pitch. That one lined down the right field line. That gets in for a base hit. Conine get a score from second base. Soto's throw going to second, and Lopez stops at third. So a multi-hit day for Wagaman and a multi-RBI day for him. An opposite field RBI single. It's 10-4 in the 9th.
One of the last things that Carlos Mendoza wants to even think about, never mind do, is go to the bullpen or get somebody at least up. Derek Hill will be the batter.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Young finally puts on the final touch. And the Mets have themselves a victory in the opening game of this series. 4 home runs in the game, including a grand slam for Pete Alonso, 6 strong innings from David Peterson, and the Mets
beat the Marlins 10-4.